In the year 2089, the world entered a period of simmering tension that historians would later call the Ember Age. A time when nations no longer fought openly with soldiers on borders, but with satellites, cyber phantoms, artificial armies, and silent blockades that strangled economies and fractured alliances until every government felt both threatened and alone. And although humanity had survived 3 global conflicts, the 4th rose like a shadow before anyone could stop it, spreading not from a single attack but from a chain of miscalculations. Automated defenses acting without human confirmation, and leaders who trusted machines more than their own negotiators. It began quietly in the northern belt, where a constellation of orbital drones guarding the Arctic trade route detected what they interpreted as a coordinated cyber-guided infiltration. In truth, it was only a cluster of defunct satellites drifting off course, but the defense network classified them as hostile, activated its counter-protocol, and launched a defensive pulse that scrambled communications for thousands of miles. Nations misread the blackout as a preemptive strike, and within hours the entire region descended into chaos, triggering activation of military blocs who had been preparing for conflict for years. And although diplomats scrambled to calm the panic, the automatic war systems had already taken command, following coded instructions written decades earlier by engineers long dead. In the ruins of collapsing treaties and paralyzed governments, 3 individuals, Maya, Rahim, and Eva, found themselves woven unwillingly into the heart of a conflict that was escalating faster than governments could comprehend. Maya, once a humanitarian volunteer who had spent her early life delivering medical supplies in war zones, had been forced into military service after her convoy was attacked in a disputed corridor. She carried with her the memory of children she could not save, and each new mission weighed on her conscience like stones. Rahim was an engineer from the Global Science Council, brilliant and idealistic, the inventor of a non-lethal disruption device meant to shut down weapons systems without casualties. A technology he believed would end wars forever, but when the councils lost control, the military seized his invention and modified it for their own strategic gain, leaving him disillusioned and responsible for a weapon he never intended to create. Eva, the oldest of them, had lived through 2 global crises already. As a radio operator, she believed in the power of voice over violence, and she carried a deep understanding of how fragile peace could be when people stopped listening to each other. The 3 met by chance inside a makeshift command hub in a ruined city where buildings had been hollowed by drone strikes, their shadows lit by orange flames and drifting ash, and although they were strangers, their missions aligned in a way they didn't yet understand.